Good afternoon, everyone. Daniel Miller here. Thank you so much for joining our Destiny broadcast today. We had a wonderful and most exciting day yesterday with lots of community members coming in and communicating about the game, providing me with lots of tips, lots of advice, lots of different ideas, all to get through some of the most difficult missions. We'll continue today where we left off yesterday. As you know, we were fighting some really fierce battles on Mars, and now after coming back to the tower we were ordered to come back. So without further ado, let's crack on. As always, we start with our warlock, human male. He's our main character in the game, called DRBMiller. In other words, me. So let's have a look. We are in the orbit and we will now look for our next destination. Do we have a lot of choice? Well, we have the option of coming back to the tower, which is what we don't want to do. We've talked to almost everyone there. And then we have Venus. This time we're not going to Mars. So we've been given different instructions. I apologize for providing you for somewhat different ideas a moment ago. But I did play quite a lengthy session yesterday, so right at the end I might have missed out on a few bits of information given to me. So we'll go to Venus, and we can see that there is a new area allocated, and we should proceed to that area. Ishtar Sink, Venus, Carter Winter, more or less immediately. I understand that we have to hunt and kill Draxis, the House of Winter's Kell, and they're hiding deep in the caves of the Ishtar Sink. I don't really think we've come across Draxis as much so far, so it looks like a strange and unknown enemy, and we better be well prepared and kitted up for whatever is to follow. So once we get to our destination, which is Ishtar Sink on Venus, we'll have to, as always, triple check our armory, our gear, our kit, and make sure we are very well equipped for whatever is to follow. There we go, in orbit again. Scourge of Winter, Ishtar Sink, Venus, and we can just stand by first. And now proceed.
Those fallen we faced in the archive belong to the House of Winter. Their Kell, Draxis, has been hunted by Guardians for years. If these reports are correct, he's commanding them from a network of caves up in the Cinders. If we want to keep the Academy's secrets safe, we should push into their lair and take him out.
Cinders is the district which we are going to be approaching.
I'm ready if you are.
Roger that. Over and out. Look at this. This looks magnificent. Fantastic graphic design work. Fantastic set designers. Beautiful graphic novel artists. Everyone brought in for us to enjoy and love everything in Destiny. I have to take one screenshot of this. It looks miraculous. And just like I said, what we need to do is we need to first of all check our kit and our weapons. So as you could see, we reached level 18 already, and we are equipped with, well, this is how I look at the moment. Excuse me. I'll turn myself around a bit. The coat I'm wearing is providing me with fantastic protection. It also has lots of pockets for extra ammunition, as you could see, a couple of patches here on my back. And the weapon at the moment is Saros JPS-32 pulse rifle with 90 attack points. It did work quite well, I have to say, with some of the enemies in Mars. You know, after a lot of precise shooting and a lot of energy and effort, because unfortunately on Mars I was not able to acquire many rockets, and my rocket launcher has been particularly useful in dealing with the bosses. So we'll retain Saros JPS-32 as a pulse rifle. It is providing me with burst fire, and it's a semi-automatic weapon. The other weapon of choice has been Longspeed A. Very, very useful when very useful for any form of combat with the hives, and because it provides you with rapid fire, and its magazine is 40 bullets, so you know you get rapid fire, which is either suppressing the enemy or taking them out. Early in the game I was using a very good, very precise weapon called Mitternacht, but unfortunately as we progressed forward the enemies had become a bit Mitternacht resistant, so I'm using them. I'm using this weapon you know, from time to time, but not as frequently as at the beginning of the game. The second weapon of choice is, or I should say the preferred weapon of choice for any form of attack from distance, is Trajan C, my precious and greatly treasured sniper rifle. It has 90 attack points. It does not fire rapidly, but it is extremely precise and very accurate. So with ease I take out lots of enemies from afar. And as you would have seen on my scores, I did manage to neutralize very many with precision shots, which has been greatly appreciated by my commanders. So Trajan C is my preferred sniper rifle at present. And then I have Chamberlain SA5, my rocket launcher with 100 attack points, very deadly in certain situations, provides me with rapid fire and blast radius, which is very formidable. It really helped to neutralize some of the enemies on Mars, and I used it for the first time in combat and was just generally very pleased with its effectiveness. We obviously have also our Ghost Shell. Ghost Shell keeps us company and provides us with all data and analysis whenever we travel, wherever we go at any given time. Very, very useful android. Let's have a look at what we're wearing on our head. So we have Axiom Coven 4 helmet, 95 defense points, you know, highly protective and very useful in, you know, those scenes of fierce combat. We have Axiom Coven 5 gauntlets. They are quite useful for melee attacks and generally provide us with 91 defense points. Then we have Axiom Coven 2 chest armor, as you could see, very, very high quality. Also, I wouldn't say impenetrable, but it is resistant against certain types of bullets, low velocity bullets, and you know, enemies that are not particularly skilled. So providing me with great protection at all times, particularly in combat. 91 defense points, as I said. And then we have Tengu Operant 4 leg armor, these beautiful boots which are providing us with proper protection when walking through the terrains of those distant planets. And then we have our history, which is Warlock Bond, 111 defense points. I just acquired it during the last mission, and so far it's provided me with great skill and great assistance. So it looks like we are properly kitted up. We don't really need to upgrade anything at this stage. We had completed this last time, but I just remembered now that I had not gone to the master for decoding. I have a couple of weapons in here which actually could have been looked at. So you could see what happens when you play the game for a while. You get a bit tired, you lose focus, and then you miss out on certain tasks, and that is not good. So we will proceed with our missions right now, and then we'll go back to the tower and decode whatever we collected during our last mission. Okay, so now is the time to proceed. So remember, proceed with caution, stay in cover, never panic. If intercepted, run away from the enemy and then take them out one by one. When you run away from the enemy and when you stay in cover, you will prolong life, which can get revitalized rather quickly, and you will be then fully ready to deal with any more dangers that come after you. So, stand by. Advance. That was a silly thing to do. And what I want to do was just put on my Susat, so that I can see whether we have anything in the distance. And as you could see, I've gone the wrong way. Our destination is up north. No known enemies so far, which is good. Nothing to collect. When patrolling, what we need to do is we always need to look around a bit, you know. Most of the times we are looking at what we call 12 o'clock, which is ahead of us, but equally we need to look at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and very frequently if we hear anyone firing at us, we need to check our 6, which is we need to watch our back. Basically turn around 180 degrees and have a look at whatever is happening behind you. Sometimes we got to be really fast, but you know, in computer gaming we can't just turn around as we would in real life, so it is basically 180 degrees with a weapon, which is a lot slower compared to a real life situation. Nevertheless, very important, and never forget it. Look at that. You want to swim? Looks rather hot, so I'd rather avoid it, I think. You might jump in and then get cooked. You come out a bit like a boiled chicken, you know. And in this game it means instant death, loss of life, loss of points, etc. Right, we don't have any enemies, so we can patrol a bit faster. But remember, never ever hurry. In these games the enemies are everywhere, so if you proceed slowly and with caution, you will reap lots of different rewards, as you know. You see this position here. Let's say if we had any enemies ahead. This provides us with absolutely perfect cover. The enemy can't see us. When we look through our telescopic sight, which we call also Susat, we can see everything. So we can see them, and we can take them out with ease, but our enemies cannot see us. So that's always the most preferred kind of firing position. We don't get many of those, but when we do, well, let's just make sure that we're always properly positioned and fortified. We'd always, in a real life situation, shoot from a proper prone position. In this game we don't have any prone, so we can just crouch. This is standing, this is crouching, which means you would go down on your knee, right, and then fire from your knee. So this is video gaming for you. Prone position is obviously much better for firing, but there you go. In this game, crouching is as good as prone, so remember that. If you play PUBG, you will recall that prone position is always the best. and that's just awesome, particularly when you play it on mobile. There is some activity ahead of us. Looks like the enemy is dropping the soldiers. Or maybe there's some sort of bombardment taking place, I'm not sure. I don't see anything on my radar. Oh yeah, I can see. There's something going on there at 11 o'clock. So let's hurry and see what's happening. There we go. These nasty enemies are there and they're fighting someone, and they detected me now, as you can see. You can see how useful this sniper rifle is. This is actually quite a good position. The only thing is, they spotted me, so I can't really relax as much as I would like. Can't be fully... Oh yeah. So, you see there are two different types of enemies fighting one another, and look at that. These are very easy ones. But unfortunately the other enemy is beastly. They go invisible, as you can see. And we are now out of ammunition, so therefore we really need to leg it and get out of here. Look how precise they are. They know exactly where we are. Look at it. So you can see when you take cover, we also have to endeavour to evade anything incoming. So you're not just to be, you know, like sitting and waiting, but if you have incoming fire, you need to really find your properly fortified, well-covered position, and then, you know, you need to evade anything incoming. Let me just have a look quickly at that platform in there. It looks like there's a serious fight taking place in the distance as well. This is about 700 meters ahead, literally 12 o'clock. And let's see whether there's another way of approaching the combat sequence in here. I don't have any more. Oh no, what I'll do is I'll swap it, not for that, I'll swap it for that machine gun, and let's have a look. I think this is the one, yeah. Let's see whether we've got any. We have no ammunition, but that's terrible. We don't have ammunition for either. Right. Spotted us again, but it's easier because these enemies are you know, easy to kill, and they're not as fast. They're not invisible. The worst enemies are the ones which you cannot see. Alright, there's some ammunition here for us to pick up, which is pretty good. And we'll do exactly that. We'll just take a snapshot of what we've done. Always we're documenting some of those action sequences. In here we can collect Spirit Bloom. As you can see, we discovered it and collected it with ease. Is there anything else there for us? No, not really. So what's in there? Looks like that's our destination. So basically... Oh, look at it. Something is cooking there from beneath. There are enemies ahead on that platform in there. So let's have a look. Oh, there they are. And I'm not in cover, which is ridiculous. This. Okay, regain life. Some of them are left in there. Okay, all done. As you could see, we have unlocked an upgrade. So as there's nothing happening here at the moment, we will just very quickly check and see what's been upgraded. What's been upgraded is our pulse rifle, which is awesome. It means that we will get some extra efficiency, and that is Red.OS, snapshot sight, enhanced target acquisition. Well, that's wonderful, because that's exactly what was missing on Saros JPS-32. This rifle was providing us with high velocity ammunition. It was very effective in short bursts, but we didn't have a proper snapshot sight. So now we'll have even a greater enhanced target acquisition. So absolutely marvelous. And we will put it into use literally within seconds. Everything else is in order. We have a look at ourselves. We are looking good. We are ready and prepared to face my enemies. So, stand by. As you could see in this game, similar to PUBG, if you have a very high quality headset, or maybe proper 12 speaker, home cinema kind of stereo setup, or DSP setup, you will be able to detect sounds from everywhere. So when you're in cover, if you are carefully listening, you can hear exactly where the enemies are coming from, particularly if you're hiding and they're approaching. So that's very, very useful. Just remember that. If nothing's going on, just remain in hiding and simply listen. And then you'll get to know where the enemies are. Very frequently, you can hear them and they cannot see you. But if you're legging it and doing everything fast, very frequently you'll get into ambushes and, stumble on enemies which are stronger than you, etc. Depending on your skill as well. I mean, some people like, high-paced action and they like really kind of chasing the enemy. But I tend to play lots of these games according to some of the basic rules, and I try to bring them, as close as possible to real-life situations. Although obviously in video gaming, it's not always the same. But there are some similarities and there are some pointers, and what I enjoy playing the best is doing it as if I was there, and then you become fully immersed. Otherwise it's different. I mean, everyone plays differently. That's my approach, which means I approach it as if I was there, meaning I think like I would if I was there, and I react and take decisions accordingly. So, advance. These enemies are quite fast, and my weapon is firing just these kind of short bursts. But it's alright. This weapon is with high velocity, so they get neutralized quite quickly. But if you have them in droves, then you have to use another weapon which is firing a bit faster, and the one that does have a few more rounds. You see, sniper rifle would have been ideal for this, but I don't have any more bullets. So while this, I'll sneak up here to see whether they dropped any ammunition, and if they did, well, it doesn't look like it really. So I need to take cover again, because they're coming at me from where? From here. Well, that's too bad. I prefer the short bursts to like fully automatic when you're sort of firing 60 rounds at once. You save ammunition. It does take a bit more time though, which is not always the best. But it all depends on, what gives you the best results. And presently this weapon is the weapon of my choice. When shooting with this weapon, I got to be highly mobile, or I need to remain fully in cover. Otherwise, I'm, you know, greatly vulnerable. Look at this. All the ammunition is in here, so that's perfect. And we've noticed that there are some enemies out there in the distance. While this, I'll go to the position where I can be in full cover, and that's here. I'll change my weapon to sniper. I'll reload. Go prone, or should I say I'll crouch, and then I'll just have a look at the enemies. What is this? Looks like somebody has been eaten alive in there. Only his skeleton left. Well, we did see the enemies earlier, and this is one of those. Very nasty robots. Again. They all keep coming from this side for some reason. Any more? Well, never mind, we got some more ammunition. There we go. And then we go back to our firing position here. But I'm a bit vulnerable for incoming from 3 o'clock. And that's annoying. But never mind, that's, you know, just the way it is. Oh no, I need to run really fast now. It's a very, very deadly enemy. Okay. They're dreadful, I hate them. You know, they're so powerful, and you can barely see them most of the times. Without ammunition now. Where's he gone? Look at him. He's doing this energetically. Not in a good position here. Well, this guy is really causing me a lot of headache. I can't see him though. Can you? Oh, where is he? We'll machine gun him. Still gonna see him. He's fortified. I don't see him at all. That's dreadful. He's like holding up that position in there. Where is he? Gone. Maybe someone else got him, hey? Who knows? Wasn't me though. Shooting at me all the time, very precisely and very accurately. Anytime after such fierce combat, you've got to check the ammunition, whatever the enemy left, and then you can, you know, find out whether you can put it into the very best use against the enemy. Let's have a look. Okay. More enemies. 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock. So let's proceed with 12 o'clock first because they're closer to us. We'll take cover here in this position. This is actually a good position for me, they can't really see me. And what we'll do is we'll see whether this will do a bit better. No, he detected me now. This machine gun's quite effective. The only problem is it doesn't have that many rounds that you can use, and see, he's really fast, but he's not responding. Right, so we'll try to get him with a rocket launcher. I'm not sure whether we've got any rockets left. Hang on, is that a rocket launcher? It is, yeah, okay. No. That's too bad, we don't have any rockets. Okay, this is another mighty weapon, but it's having literally just 0 effect on the beast. So let's have a look. We need to see if we can pick up some more weapons here. More ammunition. And yeah, I'm very exposed in here, so I better get out and see what this beastly enemy is. But he's not gonna be vulnerable to me coming at him from this distance, so I need to come closer. All the other enemies have been dealt with accordingly, as we've seen. I think he spotted me. Or maybe not him, but someone else. Okay, they're all done.
Look up.
Someone's shooting at me from the distance. And I need to really leg it rather fast. Which is what I managed to do. I see, this is what the problem is. They're shooting me from above. And oh, can't do anything against those guys. Don't have any weapons for them. So as you could see, being a coward sometimes really helps if you are really facing such stiff resistance. I will need to change my weapon because this weapon is a bit ineffective with some of these enemies. So what we'll do is we'll leg it further down the road. So, you know, we always have to be unopposed when rearming. So that's a good position for that. And we need to see at what will provide us with a similar level of attack. Let's try this hand cannon. But that's just for very, very close range. This was my favorite weapon of choice for quite a while because it has a magazine of 40, so this burst could be, you know, fairly prolonged. But I'm not sure how vulnerable the enemy is going to be to it. So we'll try that. And we'll have to proceed with caution because we've seen there are many, many enemies waiting for us there. And that kingpin disappeared from the platform. He's no longer there. So what we'll do is we'll go up there and then have a look with our suicide just to find out whether he returned. And unfortunately it's not him but some other guys that came back there. Right. Good job I escaped that spaceship that was shooting at me. It was dreadful. So mighty rockets which I had to evade. Let's have a look here. Well, artificial intelligence is quite good here, and as they can see me, they quickly hide, particularly when I mount my weapon. Right, so that captain is completely immune. He is completely immune to my weapon. Let's see whether this is going to do any better. No, nothing at all. No, we don't have any animation for that machine gun. That's regrettable. So he's the only one there at the moment. Right. He's the one firing at me. So let's work out the best strategy for this. First of all, I definitely need rockets. So I need to get out of here. I need to try to find them. You can see me from above. Oh, I see. Right. So that's not particularly good, is it? They can't really see me in here, so that's a good firing position. Some unpleasant enemies up here, but fortunately I was able to intercept them. As you could see, they are really difficult to kill, but once done, they have a lot of ammunition, so I can collect all the ammunition. You see this? So this is awesome, and I'll get some ammunition, I think, and rockets for that kingpin. He's immune. Well, that is too bad. Why is he immune? Well, let's see whether they can resist some of this. They have this protective shield, and then they're immune. Wow. Look at this. They are energetic, aren't they? They want to neutralize me, of course. But guess what? I want to do the same to them. So there you go. I think he's moving closer to me now. Is he gonna come out? Is he gonna come out? No, not really. Well, good job I watched my 6, eh? What is it? What is happening? Where did they come from? No, he's not vulnerable to this at all. Really exposed in here. There's his mate in there as well, who is vulnerable. So right, we'll go down this way. Look at this, we collect that. Spirit Bloom. And then we'll see whether we can get him from here. And I can assure you that we will be able to. Watch. With daggers. I don't have any daggers, but maybe a few more powerful weapons than them, which is always good. What do you think you're doing? Him, of course. Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, I was a bit late though. It wasn't the captain, it was the other guy. Got him. You see, sometimes when people are running, you have to shoot either, you know, you need to have like a 20-degree angle. Either towards the front or towards the back. In this game it doesn't always work, obviously because they're running, they're running, which means the weapon once fired may not get them. You know, they're not just standing for you to shoot at them. So just remember that. It's always the best in this game to wait until they stop. But if you're firing with a sniper rifle, then, you know, do 20% ahead, or, you know, you'll see whether you manage to hit them. But the best, obviously, the best way to save bullets and to have precision shots is to wait for them to stop. And at that point when they stop, you have to aim for the head, and then you get really good scores. Anyway, I'm talking a lot about the way I should be firing, and I'm not playing the game. And I know that this is not going to do anything, because I need rockets. So let's see whether I managed to get someone. I don't think I did. No heavy ammunition. Okay, so that's of no use to me. And then rocket launcher, Chamberlain. Well, I can't do anything without my rockets. I won't be able to do anything with them, for sure. Maybe firing this sniper from a very close range is another possibility. But in order to do that, I need to get a good look at them. Oh yeah, okay, let's have a look here. That's the captain is always in there. And I have no rockets. What do I do? Where do I get them? See him. He's gonna fight me any minute now. Oh no. We know that they are gonna be coming after us. Got them all, I think. It's like a small unit of about 5. Look at them. They have no use to me because they have no extra ammunition. Oh, there was something in here. It's also useful to be jumping sometimes, you know, if the enemy is firing at you. Depending on what location you're in. Some of these can be quite lengthy missions, you know. back to that. Got just 2 magazines. Could I get it? No. Again. Says them full of special ammunition, but it doesn't feel like that, I have to admit. I hate these enemies. Taken voids. Look at them. You see how tricky he is. He's invisible. See whether he's still there. Very likely. It's very likely that he is. Go somewhere safe. This is not safe because I've got some upgrades unlocked. I need to see what they are, and I think this looks fairly safe. Yeah, it's for a helmet. And we got some extra protection, which is serpent steel. Causing damage with a melee reduces your grenade cooldown. Cool. And then we want actually look at it. Providing a very good protection for my head. It's really cool. And then we have gauntlets. They need to be also enhanced a bit. And they have pulse rifle loader, increases the reload speed of pulse rifles. Well, that's very good, because as you've noticed on those pulse rifles, when I use them, they fired short bursts, and reloading did take a bit of time. So frequently, if I was being intercepted by, let's say, half dozen enemies, it would actually give them enough time to shoot at me, because, you know, the enemy is waiting for you to reload. And just like in real life situation, you're listening to basically you really want to find out where your opponent is out of ammunition, because it needs to reload. So that's, you know, a few seconds of extra time gained when you are pursuing the target. Let's have a look. What else do we have? These are the upgrades, so that's fine. I'm not happy with this weapon, so we are immediately changing it. It is a weapon that served me very well during some of our past missions, but in this mission, as you could see, the enemy is very resistant to its velocity and to its basically fire range. So we have Scout Rifle 40 attack, Scout Rifle 85 attack, 85 attack, 90 attack. So we'll go for the mightiest rifle we have at the moment. Just a moment. Mitternacht is 40 attack. We really want to upgrade that Mitternacht. Mitternacht is a terrific weapon, but for whatever reason I've received you know, no upgrades on it. See, and I'd be quite good with accurate sight and for precise fire, and also kinetic damage and attack power and all this. Look at it. Yeah, it's a very good weapon. So what did we say? We said we're gonna go for pulse rifle, which has 90 attack, 85. We'll go for pulse rifle. There's a magazine of 24, which is not massive, but I think its velocity and its firing range are both impressive, and they'll basically do a lot more damage to the enemies than what we've seen with the old favored weapon, Longspay A. So I guess Longspay A we probably will put in the vault. It's not doing the job anymore. As we are progressing, you know, with our levels, we need to be progressing with our attack points as well. So that really concludes the usefulness of Longspay A, which was a terrific weapon for some time, and I actually bought it off someone in the tower. You know, so there you go, from the quartermaster, I think I bought it from. So we'll keep that 90 attack point Saros JPS rifle for future action. We have sniper rifle, which has been amazing, and Tamerlane E1 machine gun has been terrific, but unfortunately we have not been able to get many rounds for it. Therefore it's not been in action as much, so that's regrettable, but never mind, we've got now everything done. Let's have a look. We got that sniper, and yeah, it's got no ammunition. So we're back in action. Probably the best for that sniper rifle. Aim for the hand. So I had basically uncovered myself, and the bad guys are there. They're quite far, and therefore my bullets are not reaching them as accurately as they could. So what we'll do is we'll just go further up. I'm still well in cover. Well, this is terrific. That's exactly what I wanted. I've got some extra upgrades for my rifle, and we will do that immediately because it will really enhance our ability to neutralize those enemies from afar. So let's have a look. We are getting ambush SLH-25, so it's an extra scope. It's a telescopic sight which will attack to it. Handles beautifully, rewards a skilled hand. Absolutely. Yes. So our rifle has been enhanced, and we'll see it in action more or less immediately as soon as we get some extra ammunition. Presently we do not have any bullets for our sniper rifle, so there you go. You see, that is a better weapon. It's serving us really well. And I also acquired a new chest protector. Okay, let's see. We have some extra ammunition, so that's good. And we are in cover. They're not reaching us. And the captain keeps coming out. I don't want this captain to come out. Come on. I want the other guys. No. Whoa. They have this terrible shield. Look at them. Oh, I don't have any more ammunition. Well, I have another weapon though.
Want to check this out.
Well, we definitely don't want to check this out. I hate those enemies. Look at this. They're all coming. Oh no. That is ridiculous. Oh, that robot, and I don't have any rockets. Ghastly, look at this.
I knew we'd get
He
into this.
is not going to be vulnerable to this, I don't think. Oh, that's good. We still got some bullets. flying saucers, I hate them. But the robot is still there. I've got nothing to hit him with. Noble Winter Walker. Ah well. Look at it. Got that Noble Winter Walker and the captain shooting at me. So what do I suppose to do? To hide and then maybe observe? Big turret in there.
We'll get them next time.
Alright, the robot's gone. Well, that's good. Didn't complete that part of the mission by the looks of it, but we are collecting some valuable weapons. And hopefully there will be also some ammunition for our rocket launcher. Maybe no, they didn't kill the captain. Didn't get him. Captain's back. I knew it. Oh, I've got one. Right. I'd be better off having another. Let's see. We want Captain to come out, but he knows, he obviously can see that I'm pointing this rocket launcher at him, so he's not coming out. There he is. Is that him? That wasn't him. Oh, it was. Missed him. That's completely unkosher. They're literally attacking me from everywhere. I see. It's another captain. Oh, missed him. No impact. So where are they? too far. So where are they now? This is turning out to be a lengthy mission. And mind you, as we're progressing, that's to be expected, right? Hiding in here. I got 2 captains left and no rockets. Oh, I have a rocket, right. Finally I got him. Finally I got him. Captain in there.
That's gotta be the way into their lair.
Got him. Right, so that was very, very lengthy, and it was very hard. Well fortified, loads of enemies, several captains, but I think we've come to the end of this mission. So let's have a look if that is the lair, and then we'll have a short break. I always have a break after about 90 minutes, but in the recent missions I was not able to do that because the missions were just very lengthy and quite difficult. Just a word of advice, it's always very wise to have a break after, 60 or 90 minutes, to stretch a bit, have a bit of water, just to clear your head. Muscles could get tightened up even if you're not aware of this. I mean, I don't get really anxious when playing games, but I do feel sometimes some pain in my fingers, which are on my controller, which is for PS4, and then sometimes the upper back and my neck. And then stretching and exercise for about 5 minutes really helps, brings us back to normal and makes us very awake and alert and ready to carry on with the game. Otherwise, if you carry on like for a few hours without any breaks, you lose concentration and then you start getting really bad scores. I mean, this game is not that important, but like PUBG, for instance, one of the most popular FPS games, stroke survival games, played on various platforms today, you get really affected and your scores get downgraded. So it's very important to remember that if you are getting tired or you're losing focus, then it's the time to take a break, and you get it all back very shortly. Okay, so let's see, what is that he needs to do? He needs to go to the lair, fight into Hysa Winter's den in the cinders and find the Keldraxes. So there's still more to do by the looks of it. We still need to be fighting a bit more. Look at that. I'm asleep. Captain again? Where is this captain from? I just killed one of the captains. There's so many of them. Taken. They're really, really dreadful. Whilst the shield's up, they can't shoot, so you can reload at that time, which is good. They're vulnerable without that shield, and the weapon I'm using at the moment is very pertinent, so that's pretty good. The wrong weapon. dreadful invisible enemy. Hell broke loose. Too many of those guys shooting at me at the same time, right? Look at that. Destroy fallen walker. Looks like a replay of the whole mission for some reason, don't know why.
This could be bad. It's done. Keep it up.
Level 19. Ah, blimey.
Almost got all of them.
Well, not really. It's a dreadful event. And I didn't have enough weaponry to get rid of that beast. intense combat sequences throughout, as you can see. I'm kind of well protected in here, which is a good position. I'd forgotten. Okay, that seems to be done. And I don't want to go to this again because I've done it once already. More. More enemies, my good God. Winter's Den in the cinders.
There could be thousands of fallen in here.
Oh no. Thousands? Not really what we're after. These enemies are warped. Let's see. You see how useful this sniper is. Amazing. They can't see me. Alright. Yeah, they're all hiding in there now. Oh, what else could have I done? Taking a few snapshots of that. I should have taken a few more of that, carnage up there, on the platform. But there you go. Sometimes in the midst of the battle, there's no time for screenshots. I've done lots of those in Neverwinter. And they weren't particularly good because, when those characters are in motion, then everything gets a bit funny and blurry. And I like those lovely pictures of landscapes. And no, that's a wrong one. This was the wrong weapon. That scenery. What's happening? 2 bursts of fire. Get them done. If you're obviously shooting accurately. If not, then it's a bit more than that. Yeah, come out now. I missed him. That's just simply too dreadful. Too exposed. Shanks. Well, guess what? They're just simply hiding. Missed him.
Kel's guard is here.
Kel's guard. So where are they? 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I don't know. That was one of them. And there are 3. Got him, which is good, so I can go nicely and collect this weaponry, I mean the ammunition. Why can't I walk there? Find a better position for firing. This is not too bad. Gone already. Okay, I'll wait for him patiently, for him to come out. Might not be able to see me as well here. Let's see. You see, any time I Mount my weapon. Okay, one more. Got plenty of ammunition, thanks God for that. All for my sniper rifle. Yeah, come out now. He's running, you know. Because I've hit him a few times. No, it's not the one I want. Got him.
The kill must be close.
Find Draxus. Wait a minute, I need to go up. Wait a minute, I did go up before. That's the way forward. Wow. Isn't that swell? Look at him. They're quite fast in running, you know, that's the trick. As if they would. Butch Kirk is here. Hi, how are you doing? He says you should move about more, throw more grenades. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the situation. So, in some situations, some testing some weapons. Obviously, in here, I can throw some grenades, but at the moment, I'm trying to really master my sharpshooting. And this new sniper rifle, which I've got, has been enhanced, and it's producing really good results. So, you know, some hair-raising sequences so far today, but overall very enjoyable, and a lot of high-paced action literally throughout from the beginning. Right, looks like I've got plenty of ammunition, which is good. And we have to go down this tunnel. And as we know, our mission is to search everything for Draxus and then the Kill of the Fallen House of Winter. So we're looking for Draxus, right? That's the idea. What am I doing? go down. Okay, right. There we go, that's the right way. These tunnels could be a bit confusing sometimes. Oh no, death zone again. Right. In fact, you know, what you said about throwing more grenades is quite correct, because while I was fighting those captains during the previous section of this quest, I completely forgot about the grenades. Completely forgot, and I didn't use them at all. And I did have captains down to maybe, you know, 10%, 12, 50, 15, 20% of their life, and I just forgot. You know, shriveled brain. It didn't work properly. Bojkirk says that
it must belong to the house
he'll
of
help
Winter.
me soon.
I've
so
never
that's
seen
fine.
one on the surface. The Kel's gotta be inside.
Storm the catch. Yeah, thanks very much for, you know, coming in and watching my broadcast and offering to help. Absolutely, just jump in at any time. I will have a break in a moment because I've been already streaming for a few hours, and the idea is to finish the quest. You know, I always like to have breaks not halfway through, but once the quest was completed. But in Destiny, as I'm progressing, these quests are becoming lengthier and more difficult, so it's making it a bit tricky for me to take my breaks. So I don't like playing, you know, quite a few hours in a trot without resting. It's not really either good for me, and it isn't healthy, because the graphics they do affect the central nervous system, and it's always important to have a bit of respite whenever you play games. I mean, particularly for FPS and, you know, high-paced action games. Less so with adventure games, but depending obviously on the type of game you play. You see this position here, for everyone watching, this is a really good position because I'm well hidden, the enemies can't see me, yet I can see them. I'm well hidden, fairly fortified, and you can see I can take shots at whoever I want to kill. Let's say whoever I want to take out. Ah, so many of them in there, look at this. Why is it that I don't see them in here? No, I missed him. Ah, silly me. Should teach me a lesson. Yeah, I will. But I'm too far, you see, so it didn't really have the desired effect. It did neutralize a few of those enemies. Let's see, we have the captain in there. Probably unlikely to be receptive to this. Let's see whether we have anyone else waiting for us. Doesn't look likely, so we'll change the weapon as we proceed. These guys I'll attack head on. They're in here, so you could see. That's the captain. Why am I shooting at the captain knowing that my weapon's completely ineffective? Cutscene, I'll take a screenshot of this. So that we can here you are. There's another one there, like several. I completely forgot that Captain went into the abyss. That's ridiculous.
A catch. It must belong to the House of Winter. I've never seen one on the surface. The Kell's gotta be inside.
I thought I was doing well. But obviously I was slightly deluded. I think I fell into the abyss or into something which was cooking there, like, you know, one of those hot puddles or something. Because it didn't hit me, I was just jumping backwards. Never mind. You know, this game would be no fun if we were just alive at all times, would it? So it's got to be a bit tricky at times. So let's see. No, I just keep forgetting. Did I come to the right place now? I'm just losing the plot. So where am I? What is this? Oh, no, it's the same thing. This grenade is not recharged by the looks of it. So, what is this? Well, somebody is very precisely hitting me from here, and that's the end of him. I'm not fully in cover, so, you know, I'm being a bit careless, really, which is never good. No, they're too far. You could see when I'm shooting, if I shoot at the front of them, then I see, because the shanks are mobile, and if I'm targeting them directly, then I'm not having any joy, because obviously they get away by the time the bullet reaches them. So it's quite good AI in this game, I have to admit. Close to real, one would say, right? You know, patience is key in all this. So there you go. Good idea to be patient. Alright, just the captain left. Nearly fell off that bloody cliff again. Apologize for swearing. As this is a family-friendly forum, we tend to really keep such words away. But you know, sometimes in the midst of the battle, it does happen. And for that, I profusely and sincerely apologize. Botchkirk says that he needs to go. Yeah, sure, no worries. I'll invite you again. I'll just, you know, anytime I have... anytime I'm doing my broadcast, I'll send you an invite. But also you can join my Destiny community. It's a new thing which I've set up just the other day, and anybody who's quite keen can join in. It's on PS4, so it's my Destiny community. If you go to my profile, you'll find my community, so you can join. And then every time the event is about to go on, everybody gets the invites. So if you fancy it, you know. This is a really good firing position, you know, well covered, elevated, and you can really spot your enemies from afar. I mean, some people, I guess depends on the game, you know. In here you can really hit your enemies from wide distance and you get better scores, and obviously if you're properly equipped, like I have that incredible sniper rifle, which is this one, so you really loosen up the resistance that you are to be facing ahead of you, and that really helps. Oh, this is Captain. Right. Well, we have something special for him in waiting. And wait a minute, I need to get out of here. Quickly. Rocket launcher here. Okay. We got all of that in place. So we can... Because I don't know where he's gone. So, where is he now? Bingo! And we have some of the shanks flying about, as you can see. Right. Let's just take a bit of a one screenshot of this. It's the mission complete almost. To admit, the resistance in here wasn't too stiff. They're protecting that outpost much better and in greater numbers before we got to the cave. So you could see, you really could see how some of the sections are really designed for multiplayer because they're much more difficult. Anytime you get hit, take cover, don't panic, and you know, that's the spirit really. Not just of Destiny, but any game, any FPS. fell into the abyss again. Well, that's just dreadful. Look at that. Getting good scores though. Lots of precision kills. But,
A catch. It must belong to the House of Winter. I've never seen one on the surface. The Kel's gotta be inside.
oh, this is annoying because I have to replay from the beginning. Oh no. Yeah, I know why, because it's Death Zone, that's why. Right, I need to take a very short break, so ladies and gents, please bear with me. I need to hide a bit. I don't want to be killed yet again for no reason at all. Just a word of advice: if you're playing this mission, as you could see, there are you know, some sections where you experience a major drop, and it's like, you know, 100 or 200 feet, and I like jumping when being hit by fire in order to get into proper cover, and that didn't pay off in this mission. I got killed twice because I literally jumped into the abyss. Partly lack of concentration, partly the fact I was coming under rather sustained fire from the enemy. So just bear with me, I'll take a few minute break, I need to stretch a bit, and then we'll carry on with the mission. Hope you're enjoying the game, and hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I mean, so far I've played only 2 missions, and they've been quite difficult, particularly the one that I completed about 25 minutes ago. A mission that I believe was designed for multiplayer, so with lots of enemies and some nasty robots and dodgy, devilish, wicked, beastly captains, well fortified with a lot of armor. It did take a bit of time to really deal with all of them, but they're all left behind, and so just bear with me. Let's take a short break. If you're also taking a break for 5 minutes, have a cup of tea, or maybe drink some water, stretch a bit, walk around your house in order to warm up, to get your blood flow, you know, and basically we'll come back in a few moments. So see you all a bit later. Hello everyone, I'm back. Had to exercise a bit and stretch. The firefights which were fought for the last 2 hours have been rather intense, and taking a short break before commencing or replaying the mission is always good. I have to say that, like some other gamers, I'm very focused on health, and I pay a lot of attention that gaming as a form of activity is not interfering with my biology. And I think some guys forget about this. I've heard stories of chaps playing certain games for 24, 48 hours on the trot and drinking lots of caffeinated drinks and pouring down, sweetened coffees and all that. Well, that is not for me, and that's not the kind of gaming that I like. We have to be playing games in order to get satisfaction and pleasure through the activity and have fun and talk to other gamers and have everything that the gaming is made for. Pursuing it on a 24-hour non-stop level is definitely not for me, but maybe for some other people. I've heard some good stories about it and some bad stories, but if you're focused on health, then you will know that that's not the way to do it, basically. But I've had my break, and I am more than ready to pursue a few more enemies. Our task at the moment, as you've seen earlier, is to fight your way aboard the ketch to find Draxis, the Kell of Winter. And Draxis are the worst, the most ferocious enemies that we are facing ahead of us. So, stand by. Advance. This scenery is awesome. Does remind me of Halo a bit, in this instance. And there's a massive big spaceships and unknown worlds. This is the way. So come in here and have a look. As you could see. Now we'll have a better firing point just further down, which is here. Or not. No, not here. Neither. You have to be very careful in here with this sort of jumping. I already got killed twice because I've jumped into the abyss. Stupidly. Wow, wow. This is what you call your welcoming party. Or one welcoming party. What's happening? Somebody's shooting at me from below by the looks of it. Well, we will retaliate now. We're actually closer to the enemy than before. But never mind, that might be quite good. Look at him. Resisting. He is resisting. And that's because he's hovering about rather fast. They're running towards the captain to protect him. You see, that's... Oh no, it's just Vandal. Look at this. Ideal for a nice sniper. But he's quite far, you know, so... hard to hit. Who else is in there? Shanks. Look at them. So many of them. That's the captain. This is the guard. How many guards does he have left? We'll find out. We'll find out. One bullet left, but not ideal for the captain. But mind you, we can probably hit him with that rocket. Didn't hit him. Missed him. Now we'll do it from a closer proximity. Because otherwise we'll just waste our very, very precious rockets. They're really precious. Look at this. Right, MZ, hello, how are you doing? Thanks very much for joining our community of Destiny gamers, and thanks for coming to my broadcast. He's asking me, do you know how to sprint? Yes, I do, and I do sprint sometimes, but not in this sequence. Take a snapshot of this. I quite like his quote. Indicates that the allegiance is to some other entity. Let's have a look. Where is the captain now? Somewhere up there, right? No. Okay. Stay in cover to regain health, also to be able to spot enemies with ease. The shanks are annoying and they keep coming. Several, as you could see. We neutralize them all. So let's see. That beastly captain is in hiding. So we quickly need to get to another cover. See, the triangle was there. Let's take a shot of that as well, just for our photo album, which I will upload to Instagram. So if any of you are on Instagram, please join and you'll be able to see all the beautiful shots I've taken of this game and this broadcast so far. There are quite a few, so watch out and join when you have the first opportunity. Presently I only have some of the shots from PUBG and Neverwinter and a few other games that I played in the course of this year, and some of them are very lengthy, so you know, the games you play for a few months. Neverwinter is one of those. If you played it online, well, you'll know what I mean, but absolutely wonderful. A lot of people talk about Morrowind and Skyrim online, but you know, Neverwinter is also there. So now we have the task of neutralizing the captain, right? So have a look. Captain. And one rocket dealt with him when we came to this sort of close proximity, which is pretty good, and that's what we wanted to achieve. Loads of ammunition here to collect, because this area is heavily fortified, as we know that's the end of this mission, and it's at the end of this mission, I meant to say, and therefore we have to proceed with extreme caution. See, he's hiding, but not for too long. Oh, so beautifully designed. Look at this, it's absolutely mouth-watering. I'm not in cover. Careful not to fall off, which is what happened a few times. Another snapshot of this. Super charged. What we'll do is we'll remain hidden in here while we are below, so we can't really see what's attacking us from above. And we have that Reaver captain in there as well, so we'll just look through our sniper rifle and see. Look at that, it's a bit farther. Where's he gone? Yeah, he's done, but this captain is very near. One rocket was sufficient when hitting him from close proximity. Just remember, you always have to approach captains with caution, because some of them keep disappearing and then re-emerging very close to you, and therefore you are then very, very vulnerable. You know, some of them could be hit by high velocity rifles such as my sniper. But if you are to be hitting them with your sniper, you probably require between half dozen and dozen shots, because they're not really sensitive to the bullets that your sniper has. More enemies ahead. And by the looks of it, all the enemies have been dealt with in this dreadful enemy den. There you go. So maybe we need to go downstairs. We'll have to see. What is happening? We'll take one shot of this as well. Make sure we memorize it for good. Okay, so maybe we need to go upstairs. Not maybe, almost certainly. What's this? Some of the fallen enemies, and they left a lot of ammunition, which I wish to collect, but for whatever reason I can't. We need all of that ammunition that we can get. And it's not difficult to see why, because we're hit by so many enemy soldiers and robots and creatures and all sorts. And that's producing no joy for us if we are ill-equipped or under-equipped.
Somewhere on this thing there's a throne room. That's where we'll find Draxus.
Draxus is very close. So before we proceed, we'll just have a look at our options, and we need to see whether we can still upgrade. We have pulse rifle, which can be upgraded and be upgraded with upgrade damage, increases attack power, allowing this weapon to cause more damage. So that's excellent. This is exactly what we needed. We've been using it with great efficiency. This weapon's been great to work with. It fires very short bursts, and its magazine contains 24 rounds. So that's all cool. Let's have a look at the rest. We have plenty of those to 96 defense. This is 96 defense. Okay, we'll take that. And 91 defense, 95 defense, which is better. These ones, again, this is 91 defense, 95 defense. Cool. And then 97 defense, 96, 100 defense. We'll take that. So, you know, a slight upgrade. And you can see that he's wearing basically different kinds of boots, and his scout has changed. Still has several patches. and pockets. The pouches on his back are for ammunition and for any extra survival kit which he will need to carry. His weapon is, as we've seen, Saros JPS-32, and his helmet is Axiom Cavern 2, which has been providing a reasonably good protection so far. But as we progress in the game, we'll be able to upgrade all of that kit, and we will get even more protection and indeed more power for our weapons and any other gear in our possession. So let's carry on and let's find Draxis. I thought we were coming to the end of the mission, but as many other times in this game I was completely wrong. We have to assault the control room, so this is what we will do. You could tell that the power of this rifle has been enhanced. Miscued. Right. Oh. Right, that's done. I have some really mighty grenades. The only thing is they have to recharge, and then hopefully as we progress in the game we'll be able to get a much faster recharge periods, because at the moment they take a little while and then I can't use them repetitively, which is of a serious concern when facing enemies like these. As you can see, the spawning grenades sorted them all out. I've got half a dozen of them, wielding knives and daggers and sabers and God knows what, and obviously trying to make sure that I will never ever get to Draxis. And they failed, so there you go. Mighty weapons always help when facing violence and danger. You see what I mean? I can't use the grenade anymore. They're very dangerous. Vandals with sabers can kill you in seconds, and I fought 3 vandals who were also invisible a couple of nights ago, and they kept me going for quite some time. Yeah, I could tell straight away that the efficiency of my rifle, Saros JG I think it's has been massively enhanced, so that's great. And I'm very pleased with this because the short bursts are what I like. Don't like fully automatic, and they are obviously neutralizing the enemy, and that's most important. What's happening? Need to run. I need to run because these guys are very powerful. And maybe if I have... Yeah, I kind of, I could hit them with rockets, but I kind of like to keep rockets for the mightier bosses. Those captains and big robots and, the ones which are hard to kill. So let's have a look. Maybe I can snipe some of these guys if I can see them from the distance. Done those already. Yeah, I was correct. And there's some coming from below as well. I can't see him. Where is he? There you are. He was quite far. Another one making the same mistake. And I'm afraid he is a goner too. And then we have this nasty little beast. But I kind of prefer hitting it with a different weapon. Okay, for him we'll have a rocket. Come on, where is that beastly thing? I want to neutralize it before I move towards his captains. No, 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 no. Not a good idea. Oh, there's a dragon there. Try to come out here. See? But he's quite fast. Well, a word of advice: just remain calm and patient and wait for them to come out, and then find the best position to hit them hard. Right, so we'll put on that rocket. And I think most of these characters have gone. No, not really. But there's one of those captains just hiding down here. And I really want to make sure that he is... Is it on? He is. Okay. Who's hitting? Who is hitting me? Drag. No, 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 no. The drag needs to go. The drag needs to go first. It's too far now. We want him at that position where he was just a moment ago. There's I got him. So that's good. That was the idea. We have another kill guard down there. And we need to find out where he is. So basically, we'll take another cover. He wasn't too far. just documenting. Loads of ammunition left. Obviously we faced many enemies up here. It looks like we are pretty full with ammunition. Coming to the final section, or are we? Yeah, it really reminds me of Dead Space a bit in this section, you know, when it comes to graphics. Half-Life a bit as well. Outside, visually, it's a bit like Prometheus or The Martian or Andromeda Strain, if you're familiar with these films. Really comprises lots of different influences. You could see there are more enemies at 12 and 1 o'clock. So I need to proceed with caution and make sure I'm ready. But I love the fact my weapon was upgraded. It really made a big difference. And we'll go back to sniper. Is it fully loaded? It is. Draxus went to Cal, so we've come to Draxus, and we are going to definitely take a screenshot of him to memorize, and then what we can do is we can just swap to this. He was hit. He's going to be hit again very shortly. We have a very good position in here. Oh no. Dragon kills have been wasted with ease, as you could see. Never forget to reload. I'm glad I've hit that Draxus with one rocket already, so that makes it nice and easy. Hopefully.
There's the Kell.
Yeah. No, I need to move out more rapidly. What did you expect? Draxus is here. Need to deal with those flying saucers. There they are. They are causing me a lot of harm, these flying saucers. So to very quickly neutralize one of them. That's Draxis. Another one was left. Too close to Draxis. I need to be able to... Oh, you were so close. Ah, you were so close. Oh no. It was so close and I had rockets and everything. No, that's too bad. Well, obviously... What is this thing?
Draxus was one of the worst plagues this system has ever seen. Without their Kell, houses usually turn against each other. We may finally have broken their hold on the Academy.
Wow. This Draxus was really hard to kill. But you know what? This section reminded me of Resident Evil 4. And the reason for that is... oh, look at the scores, hang on. 388 kills, 110 precision kills, deaths 4. And if I'm not mistaken, Draxus killed me twice. And at 2 other times I fell off the cliff. And the Abyss just ate me, so the darkness won. That's unfortunate, but the results are not too bad. I mean, 388 kills, 110 precision kills, so my sharpshooting skills are improving rapidly. I'm very happy with that. So I will take a screenshot of this. We take mission summary as well, which will tell us Scourge of Winter, 3 hours 16 minutes, so literally I spent almost the entire session today playing this mission, and that's been lengthy and enjoyable and exciting and difficult, because in the previous section of this mission it looked like I had to replay it all together. So you know, not as pleasant. It says primary weapon kills 303 and assists were 2. So altogether this looks like a good score. I'm happy. And it looks like we're going to go back to orbit. Let's have a look at advancement. We have lots of advancements. Shoot, loot, Trajan C, grenades and horseshoe Chamberlain SA5, Axion Bolt Voidwalker, upgrade damage, red dot OAS, Saurus JP. So lots of different advancements, and we will obviously do those. Right, we want to take a screenshot of this. I thought I've taken it before, but I'm not 100% sure. And we will upgrade. So press options, see what we've got. Plenty of upgrades in here. So let's have a look at the details. Void Walker. The latest advancement is Axion Bolt, a bolt of void light which forks into smaller bolts on impact which seek towards enemies. Binds to L1. So I have to remember that this grenade, or the Axion Bolt, in fact, will bind to L1. So when I press it, it will come out with that kind of ferocious force. So swap. So that's cool. And then we have more advancement for our rocket launcher. I'm very excited about that. Want to see how powerful my rocket launcher is going to be. As you could see, it's helped really with lots of nasty enemies and the big bosses. So let's have a look. We are getting grenades and horseshoes. Rockets from this weapon will detonate early based on proximity to targets. So that's good. That means that we may not have to be walking very close to the enemy or to the boss in order to deal with him. That's a fantastic new add-on, and we are taking it, obviously. There's still a few more to go, as you can see. They need to be unlocked. And then let's have a look, what else have we got. 96 defense, 95 defense. Alright, we'll enhance our gauntlet. And then we'll have a look at these. Doesn't look like we are having any extras. Okay, these ones need to be decoyded. Anything else? Decoding. Reached level 19. That's looking good. So I'm happy with this. Let's have a look at me. Or I should say, let's have a look at him. But it is actually me. Mr. DRBMiller, Vanguard. As you could see, he's wearing his favorite weapon, which is currently Saurus JPS-32. He's wearing his favorite chest armor, which is Axiom Coven. And what's particularly good about it is has lots of pouches and pockets for his survival kit and for ammunition. And equally, the boots, as you could see, are Axiom Coven, providing a lot of defense, excellent for rugged terrains on distant planets. So far so good, served me really well. So let's have a look at me again. Yeah, he's well kitted up, ready for the missions, and I believe we will basically need to go back to the base and then get further instructions. But before we do so, we will end this broadcast, and we will thank everybody who came in, who participated. Well, actually, to be honest with you, we can still carry on for a while, so we can just basically receive those new instructions. But I think in terms of the gameplay, it's always the best to proceed with the instructions once you start the broadcast, because everyone's going to be, fed the news and it's easier to follow. Let me just think for a moment. What do I do? Do I discontinue, or do I carry on for a while? Just have a look at previous mission summary yet again. Got all of that. Just a brief word of advice. When you start playing Destiny first, right? For the first time. A good way of keeping your scores and keeping an eye on how you're progressing is by saving or taking screenshots of activity rewards and the progress. So once you look back, you will see how you've been basically doing the game once you completed it. And it's also quite an attractive set of slides for your social networking forums. You can paste them on Twitter or Instagram, obviously being the best, as people can just very quickly browse for them and, you know, skim through those which appear to be of the greatest interest. A lot of the Destiny players will be after the number of kills, the number of precision kills, how many times you got killed, and also how you were upping the levels and how you're acquiring the advancements for your weapons and for your kit. So it's also a good guide and a good, a very nice album with a selection of valuable snapshots, which could be used as a notebook. You know, in the old days we used to scribble such scores, but no longer necessary. Okay, so I think on that note I shall end this broadcast, and I will thank all of you for coming, participating, watching, providing me with your comments, views, tips, and a lot of advice. I thank you for your participation, most importantly for coming to watch my broadcast, also for supporting my channel. If you like what you see, and particularly if you like the discussions that we get flowing from time to time, you can join me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, which is under Daniel Miller Gaming channel name. And you can, you know, communicate further. When you look at the social networking forums, you'll see that each one of them is not providing any kind of repetitive information. The notifications on streams are always on Twitter. Facebook is used as a guide, which is a bit like an encyclopedia on video gaming and graphic novels. So each entry will have a lot of facts and you know, a lot of description on a particular game or entity. YouTube has the archive of all of my streams, or the recent streams if you want it, and Instagram does have a large selection of snapshots which are primarily focused on the games I'm playing at any given time. So the games I need to upload to Instagram currently are Heavy Rain and obviously Destiny, which we are doing at the moment. So thank you very much for coming, for watching the broadcast, for joining our community. I will have a break now, it'll be for a few hours, and then I'll resume with my broadcast later in the evening, which is likely to be around 8 o'clock tonight UK time, and we can take it from there. So thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you all very shortly. Thank you. Bye bye.